What's going on today? We reviewing Big Sean, Better Me Than You. His album has finally dropped. It's been 4 years in the making since he made his last album. So I was anticipating this album. I did not like a lot of the songs that he came out with before the album dropped. I liked On Up. I liked Together Forever, but I didn't like the Precision. For that to be your first song when you coming back, I didn't think that should have been on the album. I honestly thought Precision was a song that he was just dropping to heat us up, like, yo, my album coming. Like how he used to do with the fourth quarters and the first quarters and records like that. So that's what I thought Precision was. When I seen it on the album, I said, oh, this might be a bad thing. And when I got to listen to the album, it was tracks that I felt like was great. I loved the start of the album. And then it's tracks that I go, he made a major mistake on these. Literally, it's a couple of tracks where he made big mistakes on. And this album is still a good album to me, but it could have been a great album. Literally, it's a great album inside this album. But the way he marketed, the songs he came with to promote the album was completely wrong. When I listened to this album, Who Are You, Superstar, which he dropped the video to that when the album dropped, and then It Is What It Is. Those two songs really stood out to me as the singles. Them two songs should have been the singles. He should have dropped It Is What It Is with Gunna, and I'm not a big Gunna fan, but this was fire. He should have dropped that first. That was his first single. That's what should have been his first single. And then he should have followed that up with Who Are You, Superstar as his second single. Like, come on, Sean, you know what you're supposed to do. Drop stuff that's supposed to be hits and market that so people will come listen to the album. Even if the album trash, if you got hits before the album, more people will listen to it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you're supposed to do, not drop records that's like more showing your lyrical ability before the album, knowing it ain't gonna bring a lot of attention because they not hit records. Precision is not a hit record. It's a record where you rap good on. The course wasn't the best, but you rap good on it. But it's like, yo, dog, you don't drop that to be the song when you coming back, like the actual song. No, you come with a hit. You had two hits on her, and then I think a third one. Your third single should have been Get You Back with Cash Cobain. That should have been your third single. When I listened to this, I said, ooh, those are the three singles. Now, after that, when the album dropped, Precision, Boundaries, Own Up, them could have been the follow-up videos, the album out, and this what you coming with. That would have been great. Now, let's actually break down each track. Let's go into each track and just rate them and what I thought about them, all right? Now, the first track is Pressure. It's an intro. It's a skit. Bring you into the album. I'm like, okay, cool. It goes into Iconic. I like that record. I thought Iconic was a good way to start the album. That's a good track, too. Like, yo, the first one is a skit. Track two, let me bring you into the album. Then he get into Typecast. And after hearing Iconic, and then her in Typecast, I'm like, oh my God, I got a good album. I got a great album on my hands. It ended up just being a good album to me. But at first I'm thinking, oh, this is a great album. After hearing those two records, Typecast is fire. I love the samples you was doing on this album, but it was like you would use a sample at the beginning and then during the actual song, it'll be something else that ain't as good as the actual sample. And we're going to get to records where this really stood out to me. But those first two records I like. Then we get to Break the Cycle. A highlight on this album, for real. Typecast and Break the Cycle. With Charlie Wilson, I love this record. What you talking about, the content. The content on this album overall was great. I like you growing up and rapping about what you experiencing now. You know, you could have had maybe one more hit on it, to, help promote the album. But I love the content on the album. And what's crazy is they criticized Drake for not bringing us in and talking about something else. But then they criticized Big Sean for bringing us in and talking about his family life and maturing with his records. So they gonna criticize regardless. I like the content though. Was it executed perfectly? No. I believe you need to bring somebody in after you finish the album, maybe like a Jermaine Dupri, somebody where you could bring in that you trust, that got an ear for music, and they could listen to the album and go, okay, we got to change this on this song, this on that song, maybe like a Kanye West, this on that song, and then it'll make your album better, right? But so far, it was great. Then you got Who You Are, Superstar. As soon as I heard it, I said, ooh, this could be a hit record. He came out with the video. Right after I said that, I looked on YouTube and a video was coming out for Who You Are, Superstar. So I said, okay, perfect. So he realized this is meant to be the hit record. All right, got it. Then we get to Yes. And this is where the problems start happening for me. If you are on a course saying the same word over and over, go get some help. Go get somebody that could pull it off. Go get a Future. Future could pull off saying the same word over and over. You done it before and got away with it. But even when you did it before on Bounce Back and Moves, I'm making moves. Like, you got away with it, but I knew he ain't gonna be able to keep doing it. And those songs wasn't as good as the songs from Dark Sky Paradise, So you gotta stop doing that. That is something that is killing the albums, because you just didn't do it with Yes. You did it again with Certified. Get a real singer to sing some of these courses. Maybe that'll change it up. If we heard a different voice, and your singing voice, I'm gonna be real, it ain't the best. You pulled it off with One Man Can Change the World, but your singing voice really ain't the best, Sean. You really got to use the Tupac formula. Tupac wasn't singing on a lot of them records. He knew, let me go get me a Jodeci. Let me go get me somebody to sing these records. Let me go get Danny Boy. Hey, man, sing these records. He wasn't on the course like trying to sing it, and they would sing the course and then he'll come in like on Dear Mama, you all appreciate it. Just some real, you need to start doing that formula, and I do like a lot of this album, but that's the part where I'm just like, yo, Sean, what was you thinking? The songs that you came out with, and then some of these courses are just not it. But you're rapping great on it, right? Now, after Yes, we get to It Is What It Is, one of the highlights on the album. You got Break the Cycle, Typecast, It Is What It Is for me so far. And Who You Are, Superstar. I thought that was a real good record. I knew what it was. It was the hit record. Okay, yeah. So those 4 records so far are highlights on the album. That Gunna verse was fire. I'm not a big Gunna fan. That was fire. You rapped great on that record too. The chorus was good. All of that. That was like that record. That record right there. That was real good. Then we get to Apologize. Apologize was a cool record to me. But when you go back and listen to the album, Apologize, Clarity, and Own Up, I felt like was perfectly placed. When you listen to those 3 records, and one of them is a skit with Clarity, I felt like it was amazingly placed records, and I really like listening to those records simultaneously, like back to back to back. I really like that. So I really liked Apologize for what it was on the album. It's not like something I'm just gonna go back to all the time, but I thought it was good. Now, Own Up, that's one of the ones. It's soulful, it feel good. I really like that record. Something was another one where I felt like something didn't need to be on the album, to be honest, because it's one of those records like Own Up. It's one of those records like Apologize. It's one of those records like Boundaries, but it ain't as good, right? And I get the message, great message, but I just felt like one of these 4 records had to go. Something, Black Void, This and That, Million Pieces, or these 5 records, Certified. You could have eliminated 2 of these records. Something might have been that, or Black Void maybe. Maybe Black Void, because I really, wasn't feeling Black Void. I like something more than Black Void. So, if you was going to eliminate any of these records, I would say Black Void and Certified did not need to be on the album. All right, you making a soulful album about your family, yo, dog, this is one you made for you. You don't gotta make every album for everybody. All right, now the next one, You got to come with the hits and know, I got to make this for something that'll be sonically pleasing for a lot of people. But I did like something, but one of them records had to go. Black Void, I would have eliminated that. Then we get to This and That. To be honest, I would have eliminated that record too. When you look at the record, you got Bryson Tiller, you got Kodak Black. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is gonna be fire. And then when I listened to it, it was a complete letdown. Like a complete letdown. You know, it just was. So I would have eliminated that too. And you know what you should have did? You should have not showed your features too. That's something that a lot of people don't do recently. Like they don't show the features. You just listen to the album and you might hear a feature and you're like, oh, okay, Kodak Black on her. You know, so, but I would have eliminated that record. So now, to be honest, I would have cut 3 records off this album. Certified, This and That, and Black Void. I would have chopped them. Chopped them off, you know. Million Pieces, I felt like was real good. You know, the rapping on there, the content, I mean, it was real good. And you know what? It'll be somebody else that'll feel like maybe you should have cut something, or maybe you should have cut Million Pieces. But Certified, Million Pieces, This and That, Black Void, something, you should have cut 3 of those records. You know, whichever ones they is, you should have cut 3. You know, now we get from Million Pieces and Get You Back. This was one of those records I thought was fire, to be honest. Like I thought it should have been the 3rd single. It was that good. You and Cash Cobain, you know, I like the focus of the song. It was very focused. I like what y'all was talking about. Like that one was real good. And then we get to the worst record on the album. And I already said we should cut it. But Certified was the worst record on this album by far. It's a chorus that's super whack. Certified. I mean, come on, Sean. You know that shouldn't be on the album. Like, and I get it. You want something fast tempo because you do got a lot of records that's slower. So you like, all right, I need something fast. So you put Certified on there. No. I would have rather you just put a freestyle on there. Literally, just interlude freestyle. Big Sean rapping. I would have rather you did that. And then it get into the Focus skit, which that was another good skit. And then we get to Boundaries, another highlight on the album. All right, so the best tracks for me on this album so far, Boundaries, It Is What It Is, Own Up, Who Are You Superstar, Break the Cycle, and Typecast. Those are the highlights so far on this album. Then we get to Precision, which I like listening to Precision more when I'm listening to the full project. It did sound better to me, but it's a cool track. You rap great on it. Your flows was great on it. The actual chorus is another one. You tried to do something different with the chorus, but it just wasn't hitting for me though. That just ain't get it for me. All right. But, you know, cool record. Then we get to My Life, which is the end. I thought was necessary, right? I thought it was necessary. Good record, thought was necessary. And then Together Forever, which is another highlight. Together Forever is fire. I don't care what nobody say, yo, it's too slow. No. Together Forever is fire. And you picked that record and you shot a video for it. Good job. That record is fire. That's one I would have came with after the album dropped. But that record is fire. So overall, out of 7 stars, we do 7 stars on the channel. 7 is the number of completion. I'm giving this album a 5.5. I couldn't go into the 6 range, dog. It's a good album. It ain't horrible. It's songs I'm going to take from it. But it can't go into the 6 range. It ain't great. It's just good. This is a good album. You missed the mark on some stuff. You was rusty on a few things, you know. So don't leave again for 4 years or the game ain't going, you know, come back to you, Sean. You cannot leave again for 4 years. Get back at it. Come back in a year and a half to your 1 to 2 years. Come back. Give us another album. And that will hopefully be better than this. The rust will be off with the, you know, the decision making you was rusty on. So that part, you know, and then, you know, hopefully the rust will be off with some of the courses, or you understand, all right, I need some help with these courses once I get the project complete. complete the project first and then go out and say, yo, I give you a percentage, or I, pay you to, EP the album and listen to it and, give me some direction, a little bit more direction. But the tracks I'm gonna take from this: Typecast, Break the Cycle, Iconic. I might listen to her and there. I did like Iconic, so I'm gonna take that too. So that's 3 records. Who Are You, Superstar? I'm gonna take that. It Is What It Is. I'm gonna take that for sure. Own Up. That's 6 records. We got Boundaries. That's 7 records. Get You Back. 8 records. Together Forever. So I'm gonna take 9 records from this, where I actually be listening to these records. I'm gonna take 9 records from this and go back and listen to them. 9 out of 21. That ain't that bad. It's good. Like what I said, but y'all let me know. What do you think about the Big Sean Better Me Than You album? I went through every track, broke down, some of the other mistakes with the decision making that he made, the stuff that I really like about Big Sean, which is his lyrical ability, the content I liked. Y'all let me know what you thought about this album, though. Put it down in the comments. As always, if this your first time here, check out the other content. We do film, music, and sports on the channel. So a bunch of different stuff on the channel. Check it out. Subscribe to the channel. And like always, y'all be easy. Be safe. Peace.